What's up guys, welcome back to this week's video. So in this week's video I'm going to do something that I wouldn't really do and I don't recommend doing it, but seeing that I didn't have a video for this week because I was going to fit the lowering kit. That was the initial plan for this week's video, but I couldn't get the kit that I was looking for. The only available kit was the Max Track and the Enforce, but I didn't hear too many good reviews about that, and that's what led me to do this today, cutting the springs. Like I said, I don't recommend this because it's not the safest way, but it is the most cost efficient way of lowering your car, and seeing that it is a budget build, I thought why not give it a try, just so that I can do it and give my honest opinion and review on it in case you guys are considering doing it. And if you're wondering why I'm going with a lowering kit, because I did mention that I was looking for coilovers, but I've thought about it and I want to do the engine swap soon, so instead of me putting all that money into coilovers, I'm gonna rather go with the lowering kit for now, just to drop it, and then the money that I was gonna use for the coilovers, I'll rather throw that into like some engine mods for the engine swap. So that's the reason I'm going for the lowering kit instead of coilovers at this present moment. But like I say, I couldn't get the kit that I was after, so for today's video, as entertainment purposes, we're gonna cut the springs. This is the current height of the rear. I can literally fit my entire fist in this gap, and then this is the front. I think I can also fit a fist, yeah, so I can fit a fist in the front and the back. So I'm not too sure how I'm gonna go about it because like I said, I haven't done it before, so I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. So we're just gonna go with it, send it, and I think I'm gonna start off with the front, and then I'm gonna do the rear after that. I'm gonna go for two, I think I'm gonna cut off 2 coils in the front and then 1 at the back, because I obviously want the front lower than the rear. So that is the plan. I don't know if I'm gonna go 2 or 3, but let me first get the struts off and then I can decide from there.
Flex, I just wanna win. Yeah, LABB who we running with. Yeah, 2 2 3 3, I'm on 10 again. Yeah, state your name. Been dope on flame, I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again, I just flipped the pain.
So I've got the strut out. It's literally just these 2 17s over here. There's one here and one at the bottom. So you have to have a 17 on this side and a 17 on this side as well. Just loosen that too. And then the 2 13s on top. Also a tip, we just loosened this while it was still in place, so we had more leverage to get it loose, and it was much easier that way. The spring off. This is the top and this is the bottom of the spring. We're gonna cut from the bottom because, as you can see, the top is much smaller and then the bottom is the same size as the rest. So we're gonna take a couple of coils. I think we're gonna go with 2 coils off. I'm not too sure if this is actually gonna work correctly, but what I done was took a vernier and I measured 55, and then we just found the gap between the bottom coil and where we want to cut. Then we marked it, and that's the mark that we're gonna cut. So we got the first one done. I didn't do much explaining because, like I say, we haven't done it before, so this is basically trial and error for us. I think this is, I'd say 1.5 coils, so I'm not too sure if it's gonna still be too high. And then I also replaced the top strut mountings, which brings us to a sponsor. I just want to give a quick shout out to Exclusive Auto Parts. I'm so excited to announce that they will be hopping on board as a sponsor for this build. So that's exciting. The first sponsor, Exclusive Auto Parts. They supply all sorts of parts. We literally use them every day at RPA if we are not using parts from agents. They supply motor parts, they supply body parts as well. So I'll leave all the details down below. If you're looking for Mk1 parts, VW parts, just check them out. Anything motor related, their service is amazing. Rian, that's the guy to go to. He always helps you out. He knows VW through and through. So check them out if you are in the southern suburbs looking for parts. I got the top strut mountings there from them today. They are open 7 days a week. My dad's literally been using them for ages. When I was still a young kid, my dad used to go there and get his parts there, and still today we use them. So definitely recommend them if you are looking for parts and you're in the southern suburbs area. Exclusive Auto Parts in Grassy Park. Yeah, let's get back to the video to see if I know what I'm doing. So this is the two old top strut mountings, and you can see this one was quite damaged. It actually popped out, so whenever I reversed it made like a knocking noise, and that's why we replaced it. This one is still kind of okay, but you can see over here this one is quite damaged. To remove the strut, all you're going to need is two 17s, a 17 socket and a 17 spanner, which will loosen these two bolts over here. So you put the socket on the one side and the spanner on the other side, and then on the top you'll need a 22 to loosen this. And like I said, rather loosen it while it's still on the car, it makes it much easier. And then you'll need a 13 socket for these two over here. Forgot you need a 7 Allen key in here as well when you're loosening the 22. And then you're also going to need a 13 spanner on this side. It's very tight to get in here on that side. You can't do it without the spanner, you can just use the socket. I'm just using these spring compressors to relieve some pressure on the spring, so when I take the mounting off, the spring doesn't shoot out. This is actually one of the most dangerous tools I've worked with. I really don't like using it, but yeah, you have to do that just to be safe, so that when you do take the mounting off, the spring doesn't shoot out. Before a gap for the rear, from the center gap to the top it's about 37. So the rear is just a 17. I'm going to loosen these two 17s, the back, and then once that's loosened I'm going to jack it up so it can drop out, and you can loosen the two 17s in here as well. And that's it removed. I also just used this wrench just to hold this in while I loosen the 17. As I jack the car up, that popped out from there, and now all I have to do is loosen the 17 over here. So with the rear you don't need the spring compressors, you can actually just take it out by loosening this mount over here, or this bolt over here. It's a 17, and then you need that wrench to hold this as well so it doesn't turn. And then also when you put it back, you just want to remember to align. When you put it back, you just want to remember to align this and the bottom here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark from here to where I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to make a mark over here, and then have the exact same measurement on both springs. And this is after 35, around 35, so a 20mm drop. This is the after for the front. If you remember, I could fit entire fist in, but now it's like half a fist, so I'm not sure exactly what the drop is, but this is the amount of coils we cut. It's like 1 and a bit, and in the rear I cut 1. Take it for a quick test test drive just to drive it in. I didn't really go that aggressive. I took a couple, well, one and a bit off the front, and then I took one coil at the back. So I didn't want to go too aggressive, because obviously the lower you go, the more hop and bounce you're going to get with the drive. So I went one and a half from the front and one at the back, and it gave me about a 20 mil drop at the back, and I didn't actually calculate or measure the front. I can actually feel the bounce. You feel much more of a harder drive. There's a bounce in it, but not as bad as I expected, obviously, because I didn't go too low. But I can definitely feel a bounce and a harder drive. But that's what you can expect with going lower in anything. So I'm actually quite impressed with the drive. It's not that bad. There's no noises, not any knocking noises or anything, so that's good. So pros of this: it's cheap, it's efficient, and it's quite quick to do. What else? That's about it, I think. And then obviously the cons, that it's not that reliable, it's not safe. It obviously puts a bit more pressure on the shocks, so it will damage your shocks much quicker. And then also, I'm also very scared of it actually maybe popping out if you go too low, if you cut too much coils off. So if you cut too much coils off, the chance of going over a bump and the spring coming out of place is a big possibility. So just bear that in mind with how low you go. That is quite dangerous. So that is one of the biggest cons about it. It's quite dangerous. But I must admit, I'm actually impressed with the drive. It's not too bad, it's not what I was expecting. So one or so coils will be okay, it will give you a decent drive. Just going over this is like one of the worst roads in the area, so I just wanted to test it here, and it's fairly decent. Just gonna go over the speed bump. So just to put it into perspective, I've got the 16 valve lip on, and that's quite low, so I can go over a speed bump without going sideways and I won't scrape. Just to put it into perspective, I'd say it's possibly about in between a 40 and a 50 mil drop, because it's not too hectic in the front and too low. If you can hear that noise, that's just the exhaust, the mounting on the exhaust that needs to be fixed. It does knock, so it's got nothing to do with suspension. But yeah, that's the pros and the cons. If you guys are considering doing it, just be careful, don't cut it too much. So to sum it up, it's probably the most cost-effective way to drop your car, but not the safest way. The lower you go, the harder drive you're going to get, and obviously more of a bounce and more dangerous it's going to be, and then also putting more strain on the shocks. So just bear that in mind if you are contemplating doing it. That's my thoughts on it. Let's get this car pulled in. So like I said, it's nothing too aggressive, but you can definitely see that it is much lower. I'll just put a picture up here or a previous clip of how it looked before, and then I'll also throw up a picture of how it looks now. But just bear in mind that it is on 13, so it's still gonna look a little bit funny. If I put another 15 on there with a thicker tire, wider tire, it's gonna look a little bit better. So we're getting somewhere. Looks decent, but like I say, it's just something for now. I'm not going to keep this in. I'm going to put either a lowering kit in or eventually put in coilovers. I must say that I am quite impressed with the drive that I got, but bearing in mind that I didn't go extremely low, I went quite moderate with a cut. So remember, the lower that you go, the harder the drive is going to be. And also, if you're going to try this on your own, just use something to measure so that the height on each side is the same. And then also, don't forget that you still need to do wheel alignment after, but today is Sunday, so I can't do the alignment. I'll have to do it in the week. And yeah, that's it for this week's video. I haven't forgotten about the giveaway. The giveaway, like I said in the previous video, it will be either mentioned in this week or next week's video. So I haven't received the caps and the masks yet. I have put in the order. It should be here this week, so you guys can still enter the giveaway from the previous video. The winner will be announced next week for sure. So that's it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.